名号レイリー。
遅くなってすまない、ハンコック。おい、大人げないが、私はお前が嫌いで。
From mind-blowing transformations to overwhelming displays of power, these are the top 25 moments where One Piece characters show what they're truly capable of and flex their overpowering aura. With that being said, let's jump straight to the number 25th spot on the list, Zoro vs. Monet. In a sudden and brutal move, Monet sees an opening and seizes it. She lunges forward with a ferocious bite directly to Tashigi's shoulder. Her teeth sink into Tashigi's flesh, a cruel and personal attack. The pain and surprise are evident on Tashigi's face. And just when all seems lost, when Monet's victory appears certain, Zoro makes his move. With lightning speed and precision, he saves Tashigi, turning the tide of the battle with a single slice. And this is what happens next.
Haki を使われてたら死んでいた事実とこんな勝ち方があるの。
Next up on the list, we have the dramatic escape of Kaido and King from Punk Hazard. A young man named Albert is held captive. Subjected to harsh experiments due to his rare Lunarian lineage, his fate seems sealed until an unexpected figure appears. Recognizing Albert's Lunarian traits, Kaido sees not just a fellow prisoner, but a potential ally. He offers Albert a choice that would change their destinies forever. He plans to leave and start his own pirate crew, asking Albert if he's ready to join and challenge the world with him. And that conversation leads to this badass escape scene.
実験体を発見。何としても止めろ。ぶち抜く。撃て。ダメだ。銃なんかじゃ。やるじゃねえか。
Next up, we have Luffy after 2 years of rigorous training, going up against a pacifista. As PX5 launches an attack, Luffy, still in disguise, narrowly dodges. With the disguise falling away, everyone's eyes are on Luffy. There's a collective gasp from the crowd and a moment of stunned silence. This is the moment they realize they're witnessing the true Monkey D. Luffy, now vastly more powerful than before.
Nani? いや、セカンド。麦わらのやつ。覇気をまとって。ハジメ様、たったの一撃。ほんじゃな。
Next, we have Dragon mysteriously appearing to save Luffy from Smoker in Logtown. Despite his best efforts and rubber abilities, Luffy finds himself overpowered and on the verge of capture. Smoker, relentless and determined, seems to have him finally cornered. Just as Smoker is about to deliver the final blow, a mysterious figure emerges. The atmosphere shifts. Smoker is suddenly halted by this enigmatic presence.
世界は我々の答えを待っている。
Next, we have Blackbeard revealing he can now use 2 Devil Fruit powers. With Whitebeard's lifeless body as the somber centerpiece, Teach makes a chilling declaration. He drapes a cape over himself and the fallen Whitebeard, urging everyone present, Marines, pirates, and viewers alike, to witness what's about to unfold. With the tension palpable, Blackbeard's crew announces to the world a grand event is about to unfold. As they uncover the cape, Teach stands up, leaving Whitebeard's body behind, marking the end of an era and the beginning of another.
おめえらに俺の力ってもんを見せておこう。ぜははははブラックホール。闇闇の実の力。そしてこれが
あの構え。
グラグラの実の能力。死んだ白ひの能力をなぜあいつが使えるんだ。
ぜはははは。
親父の自信能力。
そして全てを破壊する自信の力。俺こそが最強だ。
なぜそんなことが。じゃあグラグラの実の脅威は終わってないのか。
普通の人間ならば絶対に無理だよい。だがお前らもよく知るようにティーチは少し違う。
ぜは
Next, we have Doflamingo awakening his conqueror's Haki. His life took a dark turn when his father, Homing, decided to renounce their celestial status and live among the common folk. This decision led to catastrophic consequences for the family. They were subjected to brutal treatment by an enraged mob. They were crucified and tormented, with their father pleading for his children's lives at the expense of his own. It was during this intense moment of despair and rage that Doflamingo's latent powers surfaced.
覚えてろ覚えてろお前らお前らを殺しに行くからね。
Next on the list, Blackbeard pirates attack Law. Waiting for the perfect moment to strike against Law, Luffy, or Kid after their journey from Wano country. Blackbeard's intentions are clear. He wants the road poneglyphs, and he's ready to fight for them. Law, ever the strategist, accepts Blackbeard's challenge with a smirk, declaring winner takes all. He wastes no time and orders his crew to head to sea, preparing for a confrontation that could change the balance of power in the new world.
なんだとアンプテート聞いてた能力と違う覚醒技かクソダメだグラッシュ
Next, we have Luffy versus the new Fishman pirates. Sanji and Zoro, in their typical fashion, start arguing about the overwhelming odds, with Sanji suggesting that each of them needs to take on 10,000 enemies. Zoro coolly reminds him that their foes aren't elite Navy forces, sparking a bit of a squabble. Luffy, who cuts through the tension, does this next.
おい、ルフィ。
ルフィ君
4億の首俺がもらった。俺だ。さあ行くか。殺せ。
Next, Aokiji and Van Augur kidnap Pudding. The fight begins when the Blackbeard pirates infiltrate Whole Cake Island with the mission to kidnap Pudding for her ability to read poneglyphs. They are confronted by Cracker, one of Big Mom's top commanders.
侵入者を迎え撃つクラッカーだったが。
As a sharpshooter, Van Augur supports Aokiji from a distance, targeting Cracker's vulnerabilities. His precise shots are aimed to shatter the biscuit soldiers that Cracker endlessly produces. Next, Mihawk attacks Whitebeard. As the Battle of Marineford rages on, with pirates and marines clashing in a spectacular showdown, a single figure emerges with a clear target in mind, Mihawk. There was a collective gasp of surprise from both sides of the conflict when Mihawk, typically a solitary and enigmatic figure, chose to actively engage in the war. His reputation alone as the greatest swordsman in the world meant that his decision to fight was a significant moment, aiming to gauge his strength against Whitebeard, the man who commands the seas. Next, Akainu proves his terrifying power. The scene grows grim when Akainu, with his devastating magma powers, targets Ace. With a single powerful strike, he inflicts a mortal wound on Luffy's brother, shocking everyone on and off the battlefield. Watching in horror, the impact of this attack sends a wave of despair through the allies. They can't hide their shock at the brutal efficiency of Akainu. Fueled by rage and sorrow, the pirates charged at Akainu. Determined to avenge Ace, they threw everything at him. But to their surprise, Akainu was relentless. In a courageous move, Jinbei steps in to block Akainu's attack, willing to sacrifice himself for Ace and Luffy. Next, we have the Dark King Silver's Rayleigh making his entrance. As the situation escalates, Saint Shalria, one of the Celestial Dragons, points a gun at Cammy, threatening her life. The Straw Hats are horrified, unable to intervene due to the explosive collars that could go off if they disrupt the auction. Just as Shalria prepares to pull the trigger, something unexpected happens. Rayleigh, assessing the situation, decides to take action. Hatchin recognizes Rayleigh and calls out to him, marking a crucial recognition that hints at Rayleigh's true identity.
その麦わら帽子は精悍な男によく似合う。
Next, Zoro awakens advanced conqueror's Haki. As we've seen, Enma is no ordinary sword. It challenges Zoro, testing his limits by draining his Haki, much like it did with its previous owner, Odin. The struggle with Enma is both physical and spiritual, pushing Zoro to confront his own weaknesses and past vows. Instead of fighting Enma's pull, he lets the sword take his Haki, effectively conquering it.
なるほど。王にでもなる気か。だがいいか、俺には野望がある。
Next, Luffy awakens Conqueror's Haki. Ace is bound to the execution platform and the battle reaching its climax. As Whitebeard struggles to reach his surrogate son, weakened by his severe injuries, Luffy, desperate and determined in a moment of intense emotional stress, does the unthinkable to save his brother.
覇王色の覇気。おいおい、マジか。あの小僧。
血は争いなしぶりなようね、ドラゴン。
Next, Zoro vs. Killer. Zoro faces off against Kamazo, an assassin whose identity is later revealed to be Killer, one of the key members of the Kid Pirates. The fight quickly escalates, with both warriors exchanging fierce blows. Mid-battle, a previous opponent intervenes when he finds the perfect opportunity he's been waiting for. Due to that, Killer manages to land a critical strike, stabbing Zoro in the shoulder with his deadly scythe. It seems like a moment of defeat for our swordsman, but Zoro's resolve doesn't waver.
抜けねえ。
刀。
煉獄。
なんて強さ。
Next, Luffy manages to hurt Kaido. When they finally reach the rooftop, the alliance representing the new generation of pirates now have to face Kaido and Big Mom, two of the most powerful characters in the world. But before Luffy engages in a battle, something catches his attention.
俺の前でも随分おまず詫びろよ麦わら。ああ。
俺たちの前でもう一度言ってみろ。
Luffy finds Kinemon and the other retainers who have been grievously wounded protecting Wano and fighting for their cause. Luffy's face is etched with concern and urgency as he kneels beside Kinemon, apologizing for his late arrival. In the deeply emotional moment, he turns to Luffy with a poignant request. Kinemon asks Luffy to take on the responsibility of saving Wano.
おい小僧。
トロこいつら全員下へ。ゴムゴムのヘッドロック。
おいカイドウ、お前が殴り倒されるなんて。
Next, Rayleigh shows up to stop Blackbeard. The home to the fierce Kuja pirates becomes a battleground as both the Marines and the Blackbeard pirates launch an invasion. At the heart of this conflict is Boa Hancock, who tries to negotiate peace by offering to reverse the petrification of Blackbeard's crew. Despite Hancock's efforts for peace, Blackbeard escalates the situation, refusing her terms and even attempting to kill her.
名号レイリー。
遅くなってすまない。 ハンコック。おい、私はお前が。
Next up on the list, Kizaru versus the Supernova. The stage is set at Saba Odi, where the paths of ambitious pirates and the relentless marine force collide. Among the chaos, Kizaru, one of the Navy's 3 admirals, emerges as a formidable obstacle for the pirates, including Hawkins, Urouge, Drake, and Apu.
俺は珍しいものを見た。
わしもいると言ったはずだよ。
目が。
Scratchman Apu uses his music-based attacks, momentarily catching Kizaru off guard and dealing what seems like significant damage. However, Kizaru's ability to reassemble from light particles showcases just how formidable he is.
ひどいね。
なんで
Next on the list, Shanks meets Whitebeard. This encounter is not just a clash of titans, but a moment that shapes the future of the pirate world. As Shanks boards Whitebeard's ship, the air is thick with tension. The very presence of the red-haired pirate is so powerful that it causes members of the Whitebeard crew to faint as he passes.
何が起きてるんだ。
失礼。敵戦につき少々威嚇した。
The tone grows more somber as Shanks reveals his facial scar, inflicted by Blackbeard, a member of Whitebeard's own crew. He then urges Whitebeard to call off Ace's pursuit of Teach, warning of the immense danger Blackbeard poses. Whitebeard's reaction is explosive. Dismissing Shanks's warnings, the situation escalates quickly as both legendary pirates draw their weapons.
鉄の掟を破ったのさ。仁義を欠いちゃ。この人の世は私に指図するなんざ100年あえ。
誰にも止められなくなるぞ。
暴走するこの時代を出るに足らん。ほら、白ひげだ。見ろ空を。雲。いや、天が割れた。
Next up, Luffy punches a celestial dragon. The tension is high at the human auction house where Cammy, a mermaid, is displayed to a crowd. The situation escalates when Luffy crashes into the auction house, and the crowd is in shock after seeing a fishman.
この化け物。
今助けるぞ。
そうだそうだ。島から出てけ。あっちへ行け。
この島では魚人族と人魚族が差別を受けてるって。
Luffy's reaction quickly turns from shock to rage. Despite Hatchin's earlier pleas to avoid conflict with the Celestial Dragons, warning of the dire repercussions, Luffy's sense of justice overrides any concern for the political implications.
どじったんだよ。結局迷惑ばっかりかけてごめんな。本当にごめんな。お前ムカつく。 気かかつくいの
Next, Whitebeard rages at Akainu. Following Ace's death, Akainu moves to eliminate Luffy once and for all. The true climax unfolds when Whitebeard himself confronts Akainu, enraged by the loss of his son. Not one to be easily subdued, Akainu responds aggressively. The intensity of this assault showcases Akainu's ruthlessness and his commitment to the Marines' cause of absolute justice. He channels his magma-based devil fruit powers to land a brutal strike on Whitebeard. This attack pierces through Whitebeard's body, creating a gaping hole. Despite the severe injury, Whitebeard's resolve does not waver. He manages to land a second, even more powerful blow on Akainu. This time, he uses his devil fruit powers to maximum effect. Next on the list, we have Kaido's introduction. Our scene opens with the supernovas, caught off guard as something falls from the sky with massive impact. As the dust settles, they're confronted by a massive hole in the ground. Moments before this dramatic entrance, we learn about a mysterious towering figure at Balan Terminal. This isn't just any man, it's someone who's been searching for a place to die. Known for his unbelievable resilience, he survived countless executions. The actual event occurs when Kaido decides to jump off a sky island, seeking the thrill of the fall and possibly hoping for the chance of death as a release from his immortal-like existence. Kaido's jump is prefaced by his notorious reputation as the strongest creature in the world, known for his repeated and failed attempts to end his own life. Next, Shanks stops the Paramount War. Shanks and his crew appear at Marineford, immediately drawing attention from all sides. His presence alone commands respect and fear.
ルフィを海賊の道に引きずり込んだ男。
Shanks' words resonate across the battlefield. His formidable reputation and sheer confidence are enough to make even the most battle-hardened pirates and marines hesitate.
鷹の目、どこへ行く？
白ひげと戦うことは承諾したが、赤髪は協定の範囲外だ。
まだ暴れ足りない奴がいるのなら来い。俺たちが相手をしてやる。
Teach, who has just gained tremendous power, decides not to engage with Shanks, stating he's not yet ready for such a confrontation.
全員この場は俺の顔を立ててもらおう。
お前ならいい、赤髪。
すまん。
戦争は終わりだ。
At our second spot on the list, Luffy goes Gear 5 at Egghead. On Egghead, despite explicit orders to avoid engaging, Rob Lucci can't resist clashing with Luffy. Despite his position as an emperor, Lucci does not respect his power at all, and even proceeds to ask him to transform to release his full power.
手配書のあれは何だ？
気になるか。
ルフィなのか？
あれが解放の戦士。
And now, at our number 1 spot, we have Whitebeard versus Gold D. Roger. The stage for this legendary battle is set when Odin and the Whitebeard pirates encounter none other than Gold Roger himself on a remote island. As tensions rise, Odin initially clashes with Roger, only to be quickly defeated. But the real spectacle begins when Whitebeard steps in to face Roger.